1. Imagination is more important than knowledge. 2. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. 3. Try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. 4. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. 5. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. 6. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. 7. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. 8. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. 9. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. 10. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. 11. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. 12. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. 13. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. 14. A calm and modest life brings more happiness than the pursuit of success combined with constant restlessness. 15. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. 16. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. 17. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. 18. I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. 19. Small is the number of people who see with their eyes and think with their minds. 20. The only source of knowledge is experience. 21. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. 22. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. 23. Creativity is intelligence having fun. 24. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. 25. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. 26. The value of a person resides in what they give, not in what they are capable of receiving. 27. Never memorize something that you can look up. 28. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. 29. The greatest scientists are artists as well. 30. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. 31. Blind belief in authority is the greatest enemy of truth. 32. The search for truth is more precious than its possession. 33. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. 34. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. 35. Information is not knowledge. 36. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. 37. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. 38. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. 39. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. 40. The only real valuable thing is intuition. 41. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind. 42. A person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new. 43. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. 44. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge. 45. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. 46. Knowledge of what is does not open the door directly to what should be. 47. The important thing is to never stop questioning. 48. Any fool can know? The point is to understand. 49. The only way to escape the corruptible effect of praise is to go on working. 50. Never lose a holy curiosity. 51. The true value of a human being can be found in the degree to which they have attained liberation from the self. 52. The hardest thing in the world to understand is the income tax. 53. Concern for people and their fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. 54. Life is sacred. That is to say, it is the supreme value to which all other values are subordinate. 55. Never do anything against conscience, even if the state demands it. 56. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit, and a violin. What else does a person need to be happy? 57. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people. 58. The ideals which have always shone before me are goodness, beauty, and truth. 59. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. 60. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. 61. Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible. 62. The joy of looking and understanding is nature's most beautiful gift. 63. Reading after a certain age diverts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. 64. Whoever undertakes to judge truth and knowledge is shipwrecked by the laughter of the gods. 65. It has become appallingly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. 66. The environment is everything that isn't me. 67. The best way to cheer yourself is to cheer somebody else. 68. Most people say that it is the intellect which makes a great scientist. They are wrong. It is character. 69. The difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. 70. Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools. 71. One cannot help but be in awe when contemplating the mysteries of eternity. 72. Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. 73. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. 74. The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. 75. Love is a better teacher than duty. 76. Never regard study as a duty, but as the enviable opportunity to learn. 77. The human spirit must prevail over technology. 78. Life without playing music is inconceivable to me. 79. The more I learn, the more I realize how much I do not know. 80. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether they are a garbage collector or the president. 81. One should look for what is, and not for what one thinks should be. 82. Whoever delights in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. 83. It is every person's obligation to put back into the world at least the equivalent of what they take out of it. 84. The only sure way to avoid making mistakes is to have no new ideas. 85. I never made one of my discoveries through the process of rational thinking. 86. True art is characterized by an irresistible urge in the creative artist. 87. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion. 88. The highest principles for our aspirations and judgments are given to us in the Jewish-Christian religious tradition. 89. Every person is a part of the whole we call the universe. 90. One's ethical behavior should be based on sympathy, education, and social ties. 91. The pursuit of knowledge for its own sake is one of humanity's greatest achievements. 92. Never lose faith in humanity. People are capable of extraordinary goodness. 93. The greatest challenge is not to understand the universe, but to understand ourselves. 94. A question that sometimes drives me hazy. Am I or are the others crazy? 95. Thinking is hard work. That is why so few people engage in it. 96. Nothing truly valuable comes from ambition alone. It comes from devotion to a worthy purpose. 97. The important thing is to remain curious throughout life. 98. Live simply so that others may simply live. 99. Knowledge gives you power, but character gives you respect. 100. Never stop wondering. Wonder is the beginning of every discovery.